Hey guys, today I'm going to be discussing with you how to design characters, or at least how I approach it. Check out my name on other social media if you like, and also if you like this video, give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more tutorials and more speed painting videos of my art if you're interested. So usually when I start thinking about designing a character, I either go in fully with a concrete idea in mind, or I go in with nothing. I tend to not really go in with anything most of the time. I find the beauty of character design sometimes is just letting my brain spark an idea and not really thinking about it too much and not having too much anxiety over what I'm doing and not plan around it. And that's kind of what I did here with this one. You can see that when I started off the base sketch for her body, I made it very swoopy and swishy and filled with a lot of motion, because I knew I was going to want a sassy character with a very bold personality, or at least that was a thought that I wanted in my mind behind this one. And regardless of if you have a concrete plan of what you're going to draw before you even start or not, it's good to know what your character will behave like and how it would interact in certain situations. I wanted this one to be kind of a sort of renegade mercenary, maybe like a space alien kind of thing. I don't know. I'm into space characters, if you guys can't tell. But I wanted her to have a lot of sass and a lot of boldness, like I said, to her personality. So I gave her a very sassy pose. But think about that when you're drawing. You want to convey their emotion through their posing and through their facial expression, and maybe through their clothing even you can kind of convey what they do. I wanted her to have kind of like battle armor. I wanted to show that she was ready for a fight, ready to kick butt, and in this case I ended up deciding to make her some sort of a bounty hunter in my head. So she has a weapon and tools and stuff like that, but I'm not sure if I ended up drawing any of that. But in your head, make sure you have those kind of things planned out, at least as you're drawing, if not before. You want to think about their personality more than anything, because that will convey itself through your drawing. Then you can lay down the sketch of it and the positioning and kind of get to detail on things more after you put in a more dynamic pose based on how they would act. Like if they're generally a more melancholy kind of person who is more down in the dumps, or somebody who's more laid back, they wouldn't be as perked up as she is right here. They would be more slumped over, hunched over. She's supposed to exude confidence, so she shows that with how high she carries her shoulders, right? So if she was less confident in herself, I might draw her shoulders a little bit more hunched over and down so that you can see her neck muscles more. So that would show that she's a little bit more submissive. But this one is not supposed to be. So I convey that in how I draw her. But as I'm designing her outfit and her armor, I'm making sure that since I consider her a mercenary, she's going to need to be able to move well. So I concentrate on making her armor a type that is very light and easily flexible at the joints. So like I wouldn't put strong padding right around her shoulders and underarms where her arms would move a lot. So I put her shoulder pads a little bit above the shoulders, like kind of on top of them, so that if she was like chasing down somebody, like since she's like a bounty hunter, she would want to be able to like be quick on her feet so that she could catch whoever she needed to catch, right? So you can see that her armor only really covers like small sections of her arms and shoulders and torso, just the vital areas where she might get injured and really do some damage. And the arms obviously are protected just so she can kind of use them to block off things if somebody's coming at her with a blunt weapon or something like that. So you want to keep those things in mind too. If this was a character that was just like an everyday person wearing regular clothing, obviously like I would design their clothing more in the sense of like their color choices and like what they decide to wear based on their personality. Like, who is this person? Who do they like to present themselves as? Well, this chick just wants to present herself as a danger to whoever she's coming after, I guess. And she also wears darker colors because I feel like that would make her blend in a little bit more with her environment, even though she's bright blue. But I feel like in the concept of this, I kind of thought that maybe she would have some sort of a darker head covering as well. But the colors are just based on whatever weird alien species she's supposed to be. I'm not really sure. Like I said, sometimes, or really most of the time, I just kind of go with the flow with character design, unless it's something that somebody requested and they have an exact idea in mind. I will just kind of come up with characters on a whim, completely out of the blue, not even thinking about what I'm doing, just kind of do something that looks cool or interesting, and then come up with a backstory for it as I go, basically, which is kind of what I did here. But I didn't want her to look too feminine because she's supposed to be a mercenary bounty hunter, whatever. She's supposed to be tough. She doesn't really care about looking pretty and attracting someone's eye. She just cares about catching whoever she needs to catch to make some money, was kind of my thought process behind it. That's kind of the way that my brain works if I'm really thinking about designing a character, I guess. It's mainly just about their backstory. And then with color design, I kind of go with complementary colors that make sense for whatever that character's backstory is. Everything's based on the backstory again. So I'm just kind of adding in shine on her uniform now because I thought it would look cool. She kind of has like a femme fatale look, but like I said, less feminine a little bit. But you have to think to yourself when you're painting a character, or even just thinking about one in your head before you even put pen to paper, what are my characters' motivations going to be? What's their purpose in life? What do they want their purpose in life to be? What do they currently do now? What do they want to do? Is it the same thing that they're currently doing now? Does that cause a conflict? And if you don't know what to do for those concepts behind your character, take them from your real life. You can always use art to express emotions that are going on in your real life. So use this as an opportunity. If you're going through something, or if a friend is going through something, take concepts from that and use that around the basis of a character design, maybe even. Or if you're going through something awesome and wonderful, or even just your everyday life and your personality or other people's personalities, you can incorporate those things into characters, but just add a new spin onto them so that they're not literally just a copy of that person, because I'm sure they would appreciate that. But basically what I'm saying is take inspiration from real life. Take inspiration from your real life and from people around you and from famous people and from stories that you've heard before or read before, or even movies or anything like that. As long as you're not directly ripping off of those characters and you're creating something new out of it, then it's not a problem. Anyway, guys, I hope that this video was a little bit helpful in the thought process behind designing characters and how to get your brain jogging and thinking about those kind of things. I think maybe my next video I will do, as suggested by Four-Eyed Goblin, a video on how I approach color theory, because I'm sure that's something that will be useful to a lot of people. So be on the lookout for that video soon. And again, if you want to see more of my work, please subscribe to my channel. Have a good one.